Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader, and due to some technical problems with part one, I had to do a second video to cover the rest of the stocks, the stock reviews that we didn't get to. And gold ETFs, I wanted to point out the inverse head and shoulders on GDX and the other ETFs like Nugget. Also, you can see the inverse head and shoulder, the breakout in JNUG, a little bit different there, but all of them breaking out of base patterns and running up towards the next resistance, which you can see at the line here at 41 on JNUG, at about a similar amount on Nugget, and GDX would be about 32 3/4, followed by 34.5 and 36 potential. But looks like they've reversed, and I want to just throw in AGQ, the silver ETF, which also broke out of a V bottom right-hand extension breakaway move across resistance. You notice the moving average have curled up already. The stock is now advancing. The July high was about 33. We get to that looking at 36.5, 37 up there. ETFs, lots of individual gold stocks, several anyway, are showing breakouts from multi-charters. I move and a declining falling wedge popped out, and on Thursday, beautiful recovery. On Friday, taking it from 1298 to 1648, finishing right at the high of 323, a huge 24% gain. Now the volume wasn't big, huge, but 5.7 million and a close above, and the highest close we've seen on AAOI since way back in here in 2019. Tells me this could be substantial extension on this one, and it's currently, I believe, a swing that I believe is going to take this into the low 20s for starters. ACHR, well, a long uptrend showing a 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth wave may have been a 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. I'm looking for at least around to 7.5, but should it take that out, possibility of seeing something around 10 or better could occur. ACLX breaks out of a base, pops, pulls back off resistance, and breaks out of the retests. Friday's action indicates to me it's going higher. My targets are now low 60s and 70. In the gold, so notice it got right to the July high, and through this one, we're looking for 60.5. AFRM, one of our swings, have done great. Take a look at this long-term move. Beautiful, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth wave, one underway. But again, this is getting into blow-off running phase near the top of the short-term channel. On Friday alone, it went from 33.80 to 37.95 and finished about 30 cents off there. 322, it was the gain, up 9.3%. Volume was a hefty 36.4 million. I think the target would be 39 and 48 if it does accelerate or blow off. Another junior silver stock we like is AG, First Majestic. Look at this long decline, 24 to 4. Looks like a breakout Friday. Keep an eye on this one for 7 and 9. Another one is AGI, Alamos Gold. This one's been leading along the way, and you can see how it's run solidly. Double since $2013, 10-year high on AGI. So it's something you may want to consider because it has excellent, if not the best, here in a big one. 30 channel, a bit of a rest, a breakout, a platform, another breakaway gap, probably another earnings report, and then stair step your way higher. This stock has literally gone from 23.4 to 78. It doesn't look done yet. Next target, 83.94. In the construction group, API, very strong 1, 2, 3, 4 wave move, fifth wave underway, target mid-30s. APLS finally broke out of a coil with a big engulfing breakaway day type of move, taking it down to 47, up to 61, 69, finishing just fractions off the high, up 743, a 14% gain. Volume was 5.5 million, and that's the biggest in a few months. At this point, 75 is my target. Gold AU, one of my favorite golds long-term, Anglo gold Shante, inverse head and shoulder, and a bit of a breakout just slightly on Friday, but I think the stock has legs to 21, 23, 25. In the crypto sector, boy, we got a lot of stocks that look good in gold and crypto, kind of quite interesting. Look at BITO, the ETF Bitcoin strategy pro shares. Broke out above the highs and has a rising configuration here that could blow out into low to mid 20s. BITX is another, a double Bitcoin strategy ETF, breakaway move, rising channel, ascending bull wedge, looking for mid 20s. BLDE, this little junior biotech, excuse me, not biotech, it's a airport air services for airports nationwide, exploded from 207 to 395, nearly doubling in about a week and a half. It then pulled back into a nice looking falling wedge on very low volume, but look at the green bars and the nice look, technicals holding up well during the pullback. Watch this one carefully. If we move over 345.50, then you're on your way to 4, 4.5, and 5, I believe. Up inside day and then an extension on Friday. Looks great. I think your next target. BRBR, I've been showing you this for a year, from October of last year, 21 to 53. Doesn't seem done yet, although it is at the top of the long range channel and short range channel as well. So it's extended. Be careful with that one. Momentum is very strong. However, you can see unbalanced volume surging. Bitcoin, here's a chart of the Bitcoin itself, and look, you can look at this move that took this from around 26,000 to nearly 39,000, almost 50%, just since end of September. So a couple of months now, the thing's gone 50%. And right now it looks like 40,000, 40,500 would be your near-term target. CBAY, beautiful rising channel breaking out here in December of last year at under, around the $4 red level, and now near 20, a 5-fold increase, and it looks like momentum can carry it to the mid-20s. Purveyor of uranium in a beautiful rising channel. The last 3.5 years, it's gone from 5 to 45. The top of the channel long term says mid to high 50s doable. CLBT breaks out of a base, comes back and retests it, forms a new rising channel, breaks out to new highs. Right now, I'd have to give you that a shot at near 10. Then 11, 11.25. CLF popped on Friday, may have broken out of the base. Volume was substantial at 17 million. OBV is rising to the highest for the year. This is very positive pattern. It is a tech trader swing. I like the look of it. There's some resistance at 19. We get to that 20.5 and 22.75 near-term targets. They may acquire U.S. Steel. We'll see what happens. CLLS exploded vertically, literally went up 200% in a day, and then pulled back and wedged, edged its way higher. You can see if it breaks out above, and there is that it's going to happen. Trying to this manufacturer flagged, popped, even though breakout and acceleration, I'd have to give you a target around 31 for follow through. CLSK, another crypto related, exploded on Friday in particular with a big engulfing reversal day, dipping to 566, ripping to 8, finishing 779, up $1.55 or 25% on 59 million shares, by far the biggest ever traded. That's a breakout as well. You might see the stock in 11 or 12. Coin, another one in the crypto world, is coming out of a big 1.5 year long base, but it's at on the top of the 5th wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. near the top of the channel, lateral resistance. Maybe we can get this to 148 to 55. COUR in the Educational Training Services group comes out of a base, platforms and wedges, breaks out and it's moving its way higher. At this point, I got a target of 24. COYA, big day Friday. It's way back here. When it traded about 300,000 shares back in September. But more importantly, the breakout across multiple tops and then an extension, I think is going to take this stock to 7 3/4, 8, and maybe as high as 9 1/2, 3/4. CRNX, beautiful long base, huge gap, long consolidation, holding support. Now it's moving up. Next target's 37 to 42. CRISPR, beautiful swing, exploded, pulled back, exploded again. 1, 2, 3. This is wave 4. The fifth wave could take us to mid 80s. No kidding. CBRX breaks out across key resistance, and then Friday spiked up 253. I'm thinking that the possibilities are that uptrend there, yeah, could take us to trend. Still looking for more. The target is 40. Electronics, solid. $1.50 to 12 and change. High was 12.42. The pullback to support right now. Maybe a target is 14. Just looking really good. 8.50, but finished at 71.35. Perhaps an anomaly based on earnings. We're gonna have to see if there's a follow through, but the low at 68 and change, it has to be your stop. Next target, however, would be 80 and 85. DraftKings, beautiful long-term chart. Been on my list for a while. There's your breakout of the base. Coil breakout, another larger coil pop, and now rising consolidation type channel, targeting 42 at 44. DRCT is a monster. Look at this move. Vertically from 252 to 12 3/4, a 5-fold increase. Now looking for 17 and 22. If it goes, this could be powerful. Keep an eye on it. Make sure you're stopped under the pullback low under 980. EDU starting to accelerate, long-term rising channel. Could see this stock. Look at the massive left shoulder, head, right shoulder that's taken about 2.5 years to develop, which can support a huge move into the high teens, low 20s. Something to keep an eye on for sure. EGO. ESTC, explosive breakaway move, and huge gain of 29.40 or 36.5% on 12.5 million, which is record volume for that stock as well. But you can see the base has been broken. I'm not going to be shocked to see an extension. Take this one to 129.30. Another Bitcoin related grayscale Ethereum. Broke out of a coil, popped, and now it's wedging. Based on the angle of ascent, looking for 21.2. Bigs, pop, pulled back, put a swing on it. When it broke out, it's moved up about a point and then backed up. I had a big reversal on Friday off the trend line, which looks like this now. At this point, I'm thinking this is what $8 3/4. FL broke out 2 days ago, backed off, and Friday was decent, but more importantly, volume 35, that's your next target. FS7 area where there's resistance, single digits. Bitcoin is moving with rising channel, says it isn't done yet, looking for mid 30s. Geo, tech trader swing when it broke out. It's working its way higher steadily since October when it was 785.98. It's worked its way to 1077. My target was 11 and 12.5, and I think we get there. Beautiful chart. GNK and the shipping group broke out of a base, pulled back and tested it and popped. Friday was a big day for it. And the stock may see 16 3/4 short term, followed by 18 and 19 3/4. In the gold sector, Barrick, I like this chart. I like this company. One of my two favorite golds, Barrick and AU. Inverse head and shoulder breakout. There's some resistance right above where we are. But your targets are 18 3/4 and 19 3/4 20. GPS exploded. The retailer had a strong report, earnings report, adjusted going vertical. I'm looking for 22, 25 on this one. Harmony, another junior silver and gold stock, broke out and is running with a target of 7 1/4 and 8. HRTG, this junior insurance, property and casualty insurance stock has gone from $1 1/4 to 9 and change with a target of 12 now. Look at that chart. IDYA, one of my favorite biotechs, pop wedge. We put a swing on it and ran up, pulled back, ran up, pulled back. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth wave underway with a target of 34.5. IMMX, base, breakout, retest the moving average, create a new rising channel. You can see that it's working its way higher. I'm now looking for a move to 6.5 3/4. IMVT breaks out of a coil after multi-month consolidation, an explosive move in September. Now it's on its way again, I believe, and I'm looking for 45 and 54. Intel's been in a really nice pattern since it double triple bottomed earlier in the year. And from that point at 24.5 range, it's gone up to 44.5. That was my swing trade target, if you recall. And now it's consolidating bullishly with the next target at 51.52. IONQ, well, it's back up near resistance, and Friday was a good day for it, up $1.18 or 10%. I got to get it through there in order for 16.5 to be my next target. IONS, beautiful rising channel. I believe it's it's a 3-year high, and I'm now looking for an extension to high 50s, mid 60s. IoT, after long run up, multiple waves, 5 waves up, it went into a long consolidation. It broke out Friday with a big breakaway move, and again, it's 671 at 24%. Extension target now calls for a move, and I'm going to change the angle to look like this. On a longer term basis, I'm now looking for this stock to make the low 40s. Iovance popped out here, coiled, broke out, got a double top. If it gets through here, I'm looking for 8 and 9 1/4 half. Let's chart. KNTE, sneaky little stock that went from $1.15 in a couple days to 267, 150%. And now look at that coil. Keep a close tab on this one. If it pops and then gets to 265, I'm looking for 335, 4.5, and 5. KTOS in the aerospace area, beautiful rising channel, intact. Extension target at the top of that channel now 20, 20.5, and 22. LFMD, one of my tech trader swings, it's been phenomenal all year, continues to look great, has a target now of 11. LMB has been in a phenomenal rising channel all year until it finally went to an August, September, and early October coil that broke out. Now it's flagging. Where can this go? High 50s. Logitech, tech trader swing when it broke out there, beautiful, nothing but higher ever since. It's literally gone from mid 70s to high 80s. My target was 88. We hit 88 exactly on Friday. Next target, 94. LTRX, some of you may remember back in September, I put a swing on it based on a strong fundamental report from one of my clients, and also the fact that it looked like it was breaking out across that line. See it? However, it didn't get up through those tops and backed off, only to come hold 4 and come on again now, trading near 6 with targets at 8 and 10. Keep an eye on this one going forward next week. Mara, in the crypto world, this stock is one of the leaders, and you can see it's rising back up again near the spike high from August when it reached 1387. We get through that, $17 potential. METC in the coal sector, breakout wedge, breakout flag, breakout wedge, and breakout again, targeting 20.5. Wow, interesting chart. MGNX, long decline, nice move up, and then went lateral to slightly lower, formed a large falling wedge here. That's your breakaway gap, and it moved to new highs. My target is 10. NAIL, I'm amazed how well builders have done with interest rates the way they are, but it appears interest rates may have peaked. At least that's what the thinking is here. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth wave may have begun, but it's at resistance. If it gets through here, we look for a move to test the all-time high up around 88. Nanox, for some reason, look, we did so well on it here in May, June, when it went from literally 8 or 9 into that low 20s, 23 and change. Big drop down. Recently dipped under 5, 489, now back up to 685, 86. Minor resistance, 7 3/4 your next target. Then I'm looking for 9. Nova, coming out of a base and holding. Friday was a bullish engulfing day. I'm looking for 14 3/4 in 18. Nutanix, one of my favorite stocks, period. Love the way this trades. Channels. It's given us a lot of opportunities in the last few years. Take a look. We took advantage of that run, that run, that run, and this run. Now we're still long and looking for a bigger move, and I'll tell you why. Nutanix hit the highest level since early 2019, a 4-year high on Friday. And although it's overbought at the top of the channel, I think momentum might get this one into the low to mid 50s. OLMA, another biotech in the rising channel mode, and it's pulled back to support. 21.2 is your target. Should it get past? Well, your first target is going to have to be 17 3/4 and then 20, 21, 22. Path, the software stock exploded Friday, came out of a base, a big volume of 55 million, jumping 26%. Next target, 28. PAY, nice rising channel, breakaway gap, coil, wedge, just broke out. Channel top target tells me we may see 22.3. Impinge, a tech trader swing when it broke out, and it's moved up steadily since. Love this action and that chart. I think you're going to see 100 and 115. Palantir, well, it's been tough going the week before, but yes, this last week it really helped support. Internal trend line, maybe forming Andrew's pitchfork, but I have a targets back up there, 21 and 23 if it goes. Ramp, beautiful long-term chart. I broke out and pulled back in a falling wedge and then spiked. Right now it is in a falling wedge with a breakout Friday. So extension target is 37 and 40. Roblox, base, broke out. So the V bottom of the platform and the breakout, and now the pullback near a gap fill, only to come right back up again, tells me that Roblox is in play. I'm looking for a move to mid 40s. Riot, one of the other crypto stocks, has broken out as well. It looks like that could head higher. I have a target of 15 and 18. RNA, breakaway gap earlier in the week. It ran up to resistance and backed up, but I had a nice reversal day Friday. Folks, if this gets to 870, we may see 10. RUN broke out and put a swing on it and extended Friday. Now looking for 16 and 19. Rhythm, beautiful pick, great looking chart. This is one of my top picks for the year, I believe, and you can see that if it gets up through this level, watch resistance at 35, 5 1/4. Then I'm looking for 39.40. Shopify, breakaway gap, rising channels, a lot like Impinge. And I don't think this one's done. There's some resistance at 75, but then I'm looking for 80, 82. Shot, look at this powerful move. Now with a triple top breakout here, and spike up. And it had a one-day pullback, and that's it. Since then, it moved up, and it's been flagging. If this stock breaks out, and Friday looked like it was starting to. Actually had a nice move off the low. 419 to 520, a full dollar, and finished at 5 up 52 cents. I think this explodes. We may see 7, 9, 10, wherever. But the bottom line is this has potential for being much bigger. Keep an eye on it. This KX sketches broke out to new all-time highs, I believe. Looks like a stock that's headed higher. Eventual target in the high 60s. That's all I know. Exploded and pulled back. We put a swing on it. It's been coiling, but it finally broke out. It's right at resistance. My target is high 40s. 40 and 47 are your targets. Shark Ninja went public, came down, popped, and then wedge. From that wedge, you can see what it's been doing. I love the angle of ascent and the way it looks. I'm changing my targets to look like this now. I believe this stock has mid-50s and low 60s potential. Long-term pattern on Snap shows a big base pattern. A breakaway pop. Excuse me. This move on the end of last week tells me it may have momentum enough to get into the 17 range. That's RRK. I love this long-term chart. Long base. Got the resistance, formed a wedge and broke out Friday. With the angle of ascent being this steep, there's a possibility this goes vertical up towards 18, 19, 20. Keep an eye on that one. Stone, South American software stock with software doing well. Look at this one. Not one down day since it popped right there. So from November 10th to the end of the month and then into December, it's been up every day. Great momentum. I'm now looking for 19. SYM. After coming down and breaking back out and reestablish itself, I put a swing on it. It popped up and pulled back, but it's holding with support right now at 49, resistance right now at 60. And through that, mid 60s, low 70s is possible. In the educational group, TAL, the junior of the two between that and EDU, has some solid potential. Breaking out to two new multi-year highs, maybe trying to fill this gap right there. If it does that, we should see 17. DIST, Carol's restaurant chain, breaks out of a base, runs up, coils and breaks out. Look at the coil now. Target 1112. DGTX, long downtrend, reversed with a breakaway gap, coiled, broke out, flagged, and trying to bust through here. Through 1385, my targets are 16 and 19. THRX, ugly downtrend, big down gap in July, fell all the way back towards the $2 range and then exploded, big breakaway gap, rising channel. It's nearly doubled since then. It may see 5 and 6 3/4. TMDX popped, pulled back, and it's also rising. I like the momentum in this one, 82 and 95, 97. TXT, well, it popped and pulled back and formed we put a swing on it. It didn't go from 74 to 82, I think it was, 81.39, 9 points, but eventually pulled back. It just hasn't broken out. It's got a long platform. It still may have an opportunity of going higher. 81, 1.5 is resistance, and the target would be 88.90. Unity software, big reversal engulfing a bar with a tail, then a coil, then a pop retest, and now a big pop on Friday breaks it out. Stock runs up 309 or 10%, 10.5%, and I'm thinking now that this stock is headed to the high 30s. Uber, big day on Friday. It's near the top of the channel. If you remember, I first put this out at 28. It's now 60. Near-term target is 64. UEC in the junior uranium field, if it continues to channel like this, I can see $8. UIS, what a wonderful comeback from what looked like a disaster down at 260. It doubled to 536, pulled back and bounced on Friday. The targets are 6 and 8. VIST has been a beautiful rising channel. This oil and gas stock popped recently, double topped and backed off. But should it get to that, that's what we're looking for. To 33, I'm looking for 37.8. Veronis, nice chart. Accelerating. It's been up almost nonstop from 31 to 43. My momentum target is 50. VRT is another. I really like to look at this one. Accelerating on Friday with a target of 52.3 now. VST, yet another. This is in the independent power producers group. Strong move that takes it from 23 to 37. Channel top target now, 42. BITX breaks out of a base, pulls back, breaks out again and flags. I'm looking for 8 and 8 3/4. Wolf could be coming out of an inverse head and shoulders, but it looks like the moving average is crossed over and it's turned around. I'm now looking for a move to take this towards 44.5 and 49.50. Wrap, as you know, I like wrap. It popped and it's coiling. Didn't break out Friday, but keep an eye on it. Once it does get above 3.25, 4.5, and 5 3/4 are targets. XPO Logistics, my favorite transportation stock. You can see why. Look at this long-term chart. How about that? Long-term channel top tells me we may get to 150 of this stock at some point. Near-term target, maybe 110.15. That finishes for me today, folks. I'm unable to get into a list of long shorts, which I haven't prepared yet because I don't think we're ready for that yet. I may be wrong. We shall see. But that concludes part 2 of your weekend webinar. Have a great evening, weekend, and I'll talk to you Monday. Bye, everybody.